7:30, I can't see the clock.
And that was in the 80s? Thanks.
You're welcome, Paul. I'd like to call to order the Town Council regular session. The date is September 24th, and the time is 7:30. If we could all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. If we can all make sure that our mics are turned on. Dale, could we please have the roll call?
Council President Whaley.
Present.
Council Vice President McAtee. Here. Councilwoman Eddy.
Here?
Councilwoman Fogarty.
Here.
Councilman O'Neill.
Here.
All members present.
Thank you, Dale. We have approval of the minutes of previous meetings. We have the work session of September 10th, 2012.
I move approval of those minutes.
Second.
We have motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. We also have the regular session dated September 10th, 2012.
I move approval of those minutes.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Would any town councilor like anything removed from the consent agenda?
Seeing none, then I move approval tonight's consent agenda.
Second?
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Which brings us to licenses. We have a resolution granting a Class F1 19-hour beverage license to the Southern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, 230 Old Tower Hill Road, Wakefield, Rhode Island, for a charity event to be held on Thursday, September 27th from 5 to 8 at Palisades Mill, Kingston Road, Peacedale, contingent upon a firefighter detail on site. Application by Richard Pike, 228 High Street, Wakefield, and this is new and continued from September 10th. And I believe Mr. Pike is here to address us. Greetings.
Hi. Do you, anyone have any questions about the event, or?
If you'd like to just tell us a little bit about it, and then I will.
Yeah, it's going to be a basically a wine and food tasting. We have about a dozen great restaurants. We have a couple of wine vendors. Also, Newport Storm is going to be there with various types of beer. It'll all be tasting, so people won't be getting bottles of beer or full glasses of wine. Everyone will get just a sip. And we actually have about a dozen restaurants, so we're hoping that we're going to have a lot of people there. We actually have over 200 have signed up already, and I'm hoping that everyone from the chamber and in this room, from the council, will be there. I think it's going to be a great event. It's going to be a good event to meet and greet people, and it's going to be a great event for the chamber. And we're looking forward to it. It's going to be our first annual, and hopefully it'll be an annual event after that.
That's great. Questions here at the table. Carol?
Dick, what are some of the restaurants that are going to be serving food? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, there'll be Matunic Oyster House, Casey's, Coast Guard House, Crazy Burger, Meadowbrook Inn from Charlestown, Thea's Treats, I believe. I think I have a somewhat of a list, but there's about a dozen restaurants, most of them all local. Mm-hmm. That's really is our theme, is to shop locally, and Soho's from Narragansett, George's, Rody Joe's, Aunt Carrie's. Those are some of the ones that are going to be there. So it should be a great time, great food, and great people. So.
And the tickets are $35, I believe?
They are $35 in advance, $40 at the door, and if you have a lot of friends, you can buy 10 for $300, so you can get a... And we're going to have a lot of great raffle prizes there, too. There's several magnums of wine. There's going to be a wonderful women's spa gift basket that's worth over $200 for, whatever women do when they go to the spa. I'm not sure, but that's okay. But it looks to be a great event with a lot of people, and really sort of pushing local business and the chamber and the local community.
That's great.
Sounds great.
I move approval of license A.
Second.
And I just want to make sure there's no more comments. Okay. All right, we're ready to vote. We have motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. And we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much. Hope to
Thank
see
you.
you all there.
Thank you. Our second license is a resolution granting a victualling license to Shiv Akash, and I hope that I'm pronouncing that correctly, LLC, doing business as Orange Leaf Yogurt, 99 Fortin Road, Kingston, Rhode Island, subject to issuance of a certificate of occupancy application by Mehul Mehta, 40 Lexington Avenue, North Providence, Rhode Island. And if you'd like to come to the mic, I hope I pronounced your name correctly.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Thank you. If you could tell us a little bit about it, that would be great.
Orange Leaf, it's a frozen yogurt franchise that we brought to Kingston. It serves, like I said, frozen yogurt. It's self-serve. Of the 61 flavors, we have 14 in circulation, and we constantly change flavors. The toppings are self-serve. It's 49 cents an ounce, and I think it's a great idea for college environment, something new concept, a dessert that they never had.
And could I just ask you to state your name?
Mehul?
Mehu. Okay, thank you. All right, do we have questions here at the table for Mehu? Jim?
Yeah, who's currently at 99 Fortin Road?
It's a Kingston, it's the Emporium.
Right,
Uh,
in your particular spot you're moving into?
I'm currently there.
Under what name? Under this?
Orange Leaf,
Okay.
yes. I'm
Holly?
actually at Suite 131.
Okay.
Did I understand you to say you had 64 different flavors?
Yes,
Wonderful.
definitely. I would love for the council to come by. It's right down the road.
It's great.
We have, I think, 81 toppings,
Oh, really?
Wow.
from fresh fruit to chocolate.
Holly?
And then do you charge according to the weight of the?
Yes, 49 cents an
That
ounce.
makes sense, yeah.
Yes. So average cup turns out to be about $5, a
Oh,
good
boy.
size.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I want to go there now.
Definitely.
So when are you going to open, or
We're open,
you're open now?
yes.
And you said you had franchises, this was a franchise, are there any others in Rhode Island?
Yes, we have in Newport, right on
Mhm.
Thames Street.
Oh,
We have one in Warwick, which opened up 2 weeks ago on Route 2, right next to Trader Joe's,
mm-hmm,
in the Trader Joe Plaza, actually.
mm-hmm.
We have 2 more under construction in East Greenwich and Cranston.
Very good.
Thank you.
And what time are you open? What hours?
For my location in
Mhm.
Kingston, it's 11 in the morning till 2 a.m. And on Sunday, it's till 12 a.m.
Thank you.
Kathy?
My daughter has been to your place of business,
Thank
and
you.
she likes it very much, so you got her thumbs up. And it's a very nice, clean facade that you have. The facility looks very, very nice. I stayed outside. What's the calorie content and the fat content? This is like a Seinfeld episode that they did one time.
Well, I'm not gonna lie and say it's healthy. It's a definitely healthy alternative to other desserts.
Mm-hmm.
I do have the nutrition sheet up there for customers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's per ounce, averages about 32 calories
Oh,
per ounce. So it's about 150 calories per serving. But that's before toppings.
right.
So we just have to plan our calorie intake.
Yes, it's made from skim milk.
Oh, good.
Oh,
So we do also have gluten-free,
Oh, good.
lactose-free. So everybody can have something.
Oh, really? That's interesting. That's really good to get out there and let people know that. That's a big issue with a lot of people, obviously.
And we also, as the Orange Leaf franchise wants to be part of the community. So each franchise is part of the community. What we do is we have fundraisers, and we set a certain time slot for the fundraiser, and whatever sales we make, doesn't matter from who, we give 10% check right then and there at the end to the committee who's having the fundraiser.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yes, and if somebody brings in report card and they have A's, we give generous discounts.
I will report that back to my daughter. That could
And
be.
if she plays any sports and she wears the jersey, she gets discount. There's a lot of discounts out there.
Really?
Wow.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
That really is great. And just to let everybody know your location, you're really over by like the hairdressing place and Scrub-a-Dubs, or are you you're across from?
Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, you're right next. You're on the Dunkin' Donuts side of the plaza, correct?
No, across from Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, where is it? I thought you were across the street. I'm sorry.
No,
There's so many places. I'm up there all the time. You think I
I'm
would know?
across from CVS.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's yes. You moved into that facility. That's
Yeah,
right. I'm
where
sorry.
Quiznos used to be.
All right. Yes, I knew it was nice. Just kidding. I might have been parked across the street and sent her over, but no, it was very clean. It was a very nice facility. I do remember
Thank you.
that.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it's a pretty bright and
Yes,
bright
it is.
environment.
It is. Very nice.
Any other questions for Mayo?
I move approval of new license B.
Second.
We have motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
motion carries.
Good
Best of luck. Okay, which brings us to the public hearing. I'd like to open the public hearing. This is relative to an application requesting amendments to the zoning ordinance of the town of South Kingstown as follows. It's Article 3, Use Regulations. Section 301, Schedule of Use Regulations Table, add the following use codes. And it is 32.3, I'm just going to read the first one. It's a legitimate theater, includes nonprofit cultural organizations whose primary purpose is to provide a support system to deliver and coordinate various arts activities for the benefit of community or which people live, regularly scheduled theatrical productions throughout the year, and all events contributing to the goal of providing quality artistic experiences for the community. And 32.4 is legitimate theater with alcohol, same as I read, and the only addition is together with food and alcohol service. And we do have an application by South County Center for the Arts, 3481 Kingston Road, Kingston, Rhode Island. AP 22-4, Lot 47, approximately 1.85 acres, zoning designation GI by the attorney John Kenyon, 133 Old Tower Hill Road, Suite 1, Wakefield, Rhode Island. And welcome, John.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm John Kenyon, attorney for the applicant, South County Center for the Arts. We're here tonight on a zoning ordinance text amendment. I'm sure you're all familiar with South County Center for the Arts. They're located at 3481 Kingstown Road. They're a nonprofit organization which conducts events in support of local arts, including theatrical productions, concerts, and art shows. The legislature has created a new class of liquor license. It's called a Class T liquor license, and it's for legitimate theaters. And legitimate theaters are nonprofit cultural organizations which provide artistic activities for the community. When we read about the new license, we thought that that would be a great idea for the South County Center for the Arts. However, your zoning ordinance doesn't have a use code for that would allow a theater to sell alcohol. So that's why we proposed the new zoning ordinance amendment. We're proposing two use codes. One is legitimate theater and the other is legitimate theater with alcohol. The first would be allowed by right in CD, CH, and GI zoning districts, and by special use permit in the CN zoning districts. And the legitimate theater with alcohol would be permitted by special use permit only in those same districts. We took the definition for legitimate theaters right out of the Rhode Island General Laws definition. If this ordinance is granted, then an applicant would apply to the zoning board for a special use permit. If that was granted, they would then come before this board. This board would have to create and then issue the Class T liquor license. We appeared before the planning board last month. They gave a positive recommendation. They found that the proposed amendment was in compliance with the comprehensive plan and was consistent with the purposes of zoning. This is a text amendment. It's not a specific site amendment. But Anna Prager is here tonight. She's on the board at South County Center for the Arts. If you have any questions about their organization, and then I can answer any questions you have about the proposed ordinance amendment.
That'd be great. Dale, do we have any communications on this item?
Yes, we have two communications, one dated September 12th, 2012, to the council from the planning board, recommending the amendments as printed on the agenda and incorporating findings of fact with consistency with the comprehensive community plan and findings of consistencies with the purposes of zoning. And another communication dated September 19th, 2012, from Larry Fish, the chairman of the South Kingston Economic Development Committee, endorsing the amendments as they appear on the agenda.
Thank you, Dale. Okay, I'm going to open it to questions here at the table. Polly?
John, have we never had a liquor license T? We've never applied for that before, or are these new licenses?
These are relatively new licenses that the legislature created. And no, I don't believe there's any that have been issued by the town of South Kingstown.
We have any on our?
There are a couple theaters that do have liquor licenses, but I believe Theater by the Sea has a tavern license, and Phil's has the victualer's license. The problem is that you need to have a kitchen and serve food in order to have those type of licenses. So I believe the idea behind this was to allow a nonprofit theater to serve alcohol at the performances, and that would allow them to increase their revenues to offset some of their operating costs.
Good, yeah, thank you.
Other questions here at the table? Carol?
John, currently, they have to go for a 19-hour license, right, every time they're interested in having an event with alcohol?
That's true. I was here a couple months ago. I believe Paul Sherman was here requesting 19-hour licenses for their concert series.
And those are limited to approximately 5, I think, a year. And now this would, how many weeks or how many events a year do you think the Center for the Arts has, approximately?
About a dozen.
I think it's a great idea, I really do. I think it allows you to compete and you'll get a greater crowd. So that's what the theater needs, and the Center for the Arts is a beautiful facility with great performances, so.
Thank you.
Kathy?
And I did ask at the beginning of the meeting that you'll have people who are trained under the TIP certification, so that's going to be taken care of. Are there going to be sole people who are going to be responsible for serving the alcohol?
Right, I believe under the license, they'll be required to have that.
Other questions here at the table? Jim?
John, I'm looking at the time here. We spoke at the work session. This license is good for serving from an hour before the performance through the performance to an hour after the performance, correct?
That's correct.
Now, is that a state rule? Is that what you put in for?
That's what the Rhode Island general law for Class D licenses. We took the conditions right out of there.
Yeah, I was just thinking that makes it a little tight before a performance. I know I've been to charitable events up there, and I've been up there an hour and a half, 2 hours earlier. And I just think that makes it a very tight situation, but that's state law, nothing we can do.
I agree, but you could change the zoning ordinance language, but the license language is going to have those requirements, so you might as well keep them consistent.
Okay. And this winds up being an annual license, correct? Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Further questions here at the table? Carol?
One more. Are there any kitchen facilities in the building, in the old courthouse? That would seem like a good idea in the future, too, possibly expand on that.
It's a sink, a refrigerator, microwave. If we need anything else, we'll get it.
Great.
Other questions here at the table? And John, before I open it to questions for the public, Anna, if you'd like to come and toot the horn. Welcome.
Just wanted to say that at this time, we are the only theater in Rhode Island that is not permitted to serve alcohol. It does give us sort of a difficult time keeping up with the others. We actually do it occasionally when we have openings, serve alcohol, but we give it away. We're not allowed to sell it. And so that's costly for us. And this would be such a help. So
That's good.
if there are any other questions about the facility or the organization, I'll be happy to answer those.
Yeah, any
Why
other
is
questions?
this the only theater facility in Rhode Island? Why is it isolated? Is it our rules, our zoning rules that have complicated this?
Yes, Councilman O'Neill. For instance, as you know, many of you have been to Trinity. You can buy a glass of wine. The GAM, all the other theaters have it. And I am told that the income from this offsets the salaries that we have to pay actors. So it will make us a much more competitive theater. And we are a nonprofit, and it's hard these days to survive if you are a nonprofit.
That's great. Polly?
To be fair to the council, have you ever applied for a license before, Anna?
We've had, as John stated, a 19-hour class.
The 19-hour, and you've always gotten that?
I believe we only
I think so.
requested it once or twice. Yeah. But it would make a terrific difference.
Because you could,
Polly?
would you also be able to use this, for instance, when you have that lovely sale around Christmas time?
Or the arts craft.
The arts and crafts?
We haven't discussed that because that's an all-day event, the
But
arts
some people
craft.
like to start early.
That's
Sounds
true,
like a good
Polly.
idea.
But that's an all-day event,
Yeah, I
and
just
a lot
wondered
of
if-
children come to that. It's a different sort of event.
Okay, thank you.
That's still early in my book. But
When you start early, I'm assuming it's your Christmas shopping or holiday shopping. Jim?
And actually for Steve, when do we make a determination if we should ask for any costs for this license? Is that up to the council? Is that up to,
That would be up to the council. There's nothing in the statute that establishes what the rate would be, so it'd be up to the council. They could set it at a nominal rate if they wanted to.
so we can be, zero is also a number,
That's nominal.
okay?
Just for clarification, right now, we're just requesting the zoning ordinance amendment. If this is granted and the special use permits are granted, then we'd come before you, ask that you create a Class D license, and at that time, I think you'd decide what the fee is.
Thank you, John, we know that. Just getting it out on the table.
Thank you.
thank you all.
Thank you, Anna.
Can I just,
Carol?
John, after tonight, do you have a scheduled hearing with the zoning board, or you can't do anything until we do this?
We can't do anything till this is granted. Well,
So how long do you think it's going to take before you can get this up and running?
we would be on the November zoning board agenda if we get it in the first couple weeks of October. Generally, they make a decision that night, and then if they approve it, then would be before you, hopefully in December, for the liquor license.
Good. Well, we hope to do it as soon as possible.
Thank you. I'm now going to open the microphone. This is a public hearing, and if anyone has any questions from the public, please come forward and state your name. Seeing there's none, I'm just going to bring it back to the table one more time. Any more questions here from the town council?
Seeing none, Ella, then I move that we close the public hearing.
Second?
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And can we have a motion, please?
I move approval of public hearing A for legitimate theater.
And Polly, could you add to your motion that you are adopting and incorporating the recommendations of the planning board and their correspondence to you dated September 12, 2012, specifically with regard to the findings of fact, the consistency with the comprehensive community plan, as well as the findings of consistency with the purposes of the zoning?
I will indeed.
Wonderful.
Second.
Motion second. Any last-minute comments before we vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstention, motion carries, and wish you the best of luck.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is comments from interested citizens. Again, I'm going to open the mic if anyone would like to come forward with any comments. No?
Jonathan Daly LaBelle. I'm probably here tonight because there is a school committee meeting tomorrow night, but it's a work session, and so there's no open comment, so I figure I'll come here and share my thoughts with you folks. I got 5 kids in the public school system. I'm also running for school committee to be on November's ballot. So I don't know who said, initially said this, but may you live in interesting times. And it seems like we are living in interesting times, probably in the world, in our country, and even right here. And I don't know, it also has been remarked, is it a blessing or a curse? And I can't figure out if it's a blessing or a curse either. But it is interesting times. But, I think it's always good to look forward, and the past is always that. And I'm just looking at the school committee, kind of what their track record has been the last couple of years. I know I've been here talking to you folks about this and looking for your help and just advocating in the general community for them to have better process and more involvement and more welcoming. And, I certainly don't feel like they've done that, but it's always a new day, so tomorrow's a new day, and they can always conduct themselves better and set up their sessions. They now have had a comment, maybe the microphone, just approaching the microphone is not the best way to go, which I would agree with 100%. When you get people around round tables, instead of having to approach and have that, it's can be adversarial. So if they can maybe start getting into more of a work session format where they have round tables and they're welcoming and they have topics that are interesting to people and they get that information out there and really look to have conversation with people, I think that would be a very positive step. So I guess I'll wrap it up with that, and I appreciate your service, and thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from interested citizens? Seeing none, I'm just going to make a few announcements. The South Kingstown Elks Lodge is doing a benefit to support the Special Olympians from the LaPlante Center. So there is an Oktoberfest on October 13th, starting at 1 o'clock, and tickets are $10. If anybody's interested, they can purchase the tickets at the Elks. That's for a great cause. We also have the Animal Rescue League of Southern Rhode Island is sponsoring Friday, October 12th, 5:30 to 7:30, and it is an evening of conversation and discovery with the board, staff, and volunteers of the Animal Rescue League of Southern Rhode Island. So that they do such good work. That is October, the RSVP is October 9th. So the date again is October 12th, that's a Friday. We also have the Sons of Liberty on October 25th is doing a fundraiser for the Johnny Cake Center. And I got a phone call from Mike Rapucci. They're going to start doing some work for charitable organizations. And this is helping our people. It's called the Hope Cafe. And the date on that, again, October 25th. It's on a Thursday. It is $45 per person, advance $50 at the door, and it's 5:30 to 8. So again, Sons of Liberty doing a fundraiser to support the Johnny Cake Center. And October 2nd is the 12th anniversary of the Senior Center, Senior Services, and we have our two famous cooks, Mr. Alfred and Mr. Lord. It begins promptly at 11 o'clock with music by the Romps, and then followed by a cookout. Again, that's Tuesday, October 2nd, and that is at 11 o'clock. I also want to let the public and the town council know that I received a thank you note from the Prout School. I attended their induction of their new principal in a mass and dedication to a weight room from a very, very generous family. The other thing that I just wanted to briefly let the public know, after the Firemen's Parade yesterday, firefighters parade, let me correct myself, we have men and women who are firefighters. Back at the Elks Club, there was a fire truck there. I believe it's owned by Ray Dussault, and he may come to a town council meeting in the future, but it's for childhood cancer, and you're able to sign the truck. So if you see that truck around town, he's willing to come to schools, do presentations, and any proceeds go to fighting cancer for children. So it was quite impressive. And I just want to speak briefly about the firefighters parade yesterday and the memorial service. Just so proud of what we have here in town, the dedication and the volunteerism in our two Union Fire districts, Kingston Fire District and our Union Fire District. Absolutely phenomenal, the work and the training that goes into that. So kudos to the memorial ceremony that took place yesterday in the parade to honor our firefighters. I also attended the Washington County Regional Planning Council meeting and the South Kingstown Partnership for Prevention meeting. And as you heard, the Chamber of Commerce on Thursday, 5 to 8, has their charitable organization at the Palisades Mills, and those tickets can be purchased at Chamber of Commerce. So, does anybody have anything else that's going on in the community that we have forgot to speak about? Seeing none. I'm going to turn to the town manager's report.
Two short comments. One is that the outdoor water restrictions for the South Shore Water System, Middlebridge, United Water, and Narragansett Water were lifted as of September 12th. So there is no further restrictions on the outdoor water use. We still do ask people to use water wisely and not to waste it, but the outdoor restrictions for the odd even have been lifted for the season. Second item is that the town had a failure, or near failure, with the culvert on Walmsley Lane. In-house department members were able to replace that over a 2-day period without much interference with the travel requirements within that road. I want to thank them for the both the engineering work that was done in-house as well as the Public Works employees that were able to get what was a relatively major job completed in short order. Those are the only two items I have this evening.
Thank you. Any questions for Steve? And we'll move to the town solicitor's report.
Just an update, you recall about a month ago, I sent you a memo on Village Liquors. The briefs are due this Friday, the 28th. The matter is in Superior Court before Judge Silverstein. We will file those briefs on the 28th. I'll provide a copy to you in your packets this week. Reply briefs from both sides are due by the 12th. Once those are filed, the matter will be decided. I can't tell you when we'll have a decision. Theoretically, the judges are supposed to decide cases within 90 days, so hopefully Judge Silverstein will do that. Are you listening? So just wanted to give you that update.
When will you know if he wants any oral argument?
After the reply briefs are filed on the 12th. When we were in chambers with him, he had reviewed the fact that it was an administrative appeal, and at that time, before seeing any briefs, his guess was that he would not need oral argument. However, the judge always reserves the right to ask us in for oral argument once he's read the briefs.
Thank you.
Any other questions here for Mike? Thank you, Mike. And we have no appointments, which brings us to new business, item B. This is a resolution authorizing the extension of award of contract originally granted on July 9th, 2007, and amended on July 12th, 2010, July 11th, 2011, July 12th, 2012, to WB Mason Company Incorporated, 99 Bald Hill Road, Cranston, Rhode Island, for general office supplies, standard paper and toner based on the Rhode Island's Master Price Agreement 105 through October 31st, 2012, and to further extend for 2 additional one-month periods through December 31st, 2012, if awarded by the state, and as further described in a memorandum from the financial controller to the town manager, dated September 17th, 2012, and entitled Bid Recommendation, Office Supplies. Steve.
It is as presented. This is just an extension of the town's ability to purchase under the master price agreement with WB Mason through December 31st, provided that the extension is negotiated and approved through the state purchasing.
Thank you. Can I have a motion, please?
I move approval of new business item B.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We also have new business item C. This is a resolution authorizing an award of bid to East Coast Seal Coatings Incorporated, 766 Adams Street, Abington, Mass., for crack repair and resurfacing of tennis and basketball courts at Tuckertown Park and resurfacing of the basketball court at Brusso Field in accordance with all bid specifications in an amount not to exceed $20,665, and is further described in a memorandum from the Director of Leisure Services to the Town Manager dated September 19th, 2012, and entitled Bid Recommendation, Basketball and Tennis Court Resurfacing.
The town received 4 bids for this service. The lowest bid that was submitted after discussion with the vendor was withdrawn. The lowest qualified bidder now is East Coast Seal Coating, which is our recommendation for award of contract. We have worked with this company in the past. They have provided services that were acceptable to the town. As noted in Terry's memorandum, there'll also be, in addition to the 3 courts that will be refurbished, there'll also be a crack sealing requirement that will add price to it on a $17 per linear foot basis. The estimated value of the contract is $20,665.
Thank you, Steve. Can we have a motion, please?
I move approval of new business item C.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Motion
carries. Any last-minute questions, comments for the good of the order before we adjourn? Can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 8:10. Thank you.